there. So we're here at Fanime 2014, and here I am with a guest. I'm going to ask him how his experience like. So what's different with this year from the other years?
Well, as Tony Stark said in Iron Man 2, it's great to be back. I was gone for I was gone last year, and as you can see behind me, we have a magnificent new addition to the convention center. We have an upper balcony here, and directly on top of the balcony is the grand ballroom where the artist alley is. And as you can see, also down here on the first floor is where registration is and pre-registration. And as you can see as I saw throughout the whole con, there was no one in line for pre-registration or registration. Fans were calling it Line Con last year, but I wouldn't know since I wasn't here last year. But 2 years ago when I was here, there were lines everywhere, but no, they're all gone, and that's what made this con very exciting this year.
Yeah. So what do you think they did this year that made it different? That made everything just flow really smooth?
Better organization for the most part, except for the swap meet, which was held across the street here at the National Civic Center. Regrettably, I couldn't get in, but I have no regrets because I went to the concert.
Oh, how was the concert, by the way?
Loud. When I came out, I lost my hearing.
Well, it seems like you had a good time. Well, how about the cosplay scene lately? I see that you're a photographer. What do you think about it right now?
Well, I'd like to, as I've said to Axon Lee before, I have met some old friends here, and there are some people here who recognize me for my work, and I feel honored. And I finally gave them some business cards for the first time so we can stay in touch. I got some good pictures from some good friends like Chammy Sweet, but I couldn't get any bonus pictures from Jenny. And I'd like to say bonus pictures is because my job as a photographer is to get to know the person and take pictures because that's the bonus.
It definitely is. So how about the level of cosplay quality-wise? Have you been to any other conventions, and what's different about Fanime cosplay-wise compared to anywhere else?
Well, I've been going to Anime Expo since 2013. I've been to WonderCon, I've been to Anime Kanji, SakuraCon, and I've only been to Comic-Con once. That was back in 2012. And this is, I would have to say, like Goldilocks, like the story of Goldilocks. This one was not too crowded. Not too big. It was just in between both AX and Comic-Con. A great crowd size and a lot of great artists from across the country, especially a couple who I met from Poland who are living here in California for a while now.
What were the photographers like this year?
Very friendly as always. I met a new one named Todd, and we were talking about the rules and regulations and responsibilities that we photographers have to make sure that we make the cosplayers feel comfortable and that we don't feel so creepy. Because we have heard stories that some female cosplayers have been creeped out and stalked by unsuspected photographers. And our job is to be responsible human beings and treat women with the uttermost respect, and that we don't creep them out and we make them feel welcome here, because that's what this convention is all about.
Which cosplayers have you shot here at Fanime 2014?
Well, I've shot Chammy Sweet a couple of times. Most Flogged, who's from the East Coast. Blossom cosplay. Those are about the top three off the top of my head right now.
Yeah, but who's your favorite?
It would have to be Most Flogged and Blossom cosplay because they have something in common. They both make great elaborate cosplays, and they share their cosplays with a lot of others. And I'd like to try to help those two get together and merge their processes together, because I'd like to think that more than one artist alone can't survive in this world. But if cosplayers pull their resources together with others, then there's no limit to what they can do together to get through in this world.
Cosplay is definitely funner with friends around. So yeah.
Yes.
And are you actually attending the masquerade, or have you been there before?
I haven't been to a masquerade in 2 years, but I'm going to try to go tonight for sure and see their performances. When it comes to masquerades, you have a lot of great different artists strut their stuff about whether or not they want to get famous for just a few seconds, or whether or not they want to show their imaginations of trying to win Best in Show. And that's what it's all, and that's what the masquerade is all about.
Yeah, well, have you seen like a good mixture of those with skits, like really funny ones, and versus craftsmanship? Which ones do you prefer the most?
To be honest with you, it would have to be the verses because it adds. I like a little bit of competition in the masquerade, and I like to hear the crowd's reaction.
So now that we're here at day 3 of Fanime 2014, the next big convention here in the West Coast is Anime Expo. What are you expecting? Are there any expectations for you? We do have some big names coming in, like Tasha from Spiral Cats. So what are you expecting for Anime Expo this year?
Well, I'm expecting another huge turnout because Anime Expo is one of the biggest cons on the West Coast. And when I heard about Tasha that she was coming to SoCal, I was surprised though, because she's one of the most recognized cosplayers in the world, and she's from South Korea. And this will be her first trip to the U.S., and I'm hoping that the fans will treat her with the utmost respect, and I'm hoping to meet her in person just to get to know her as a person. And if I get the chance for a picture, I'll consider that a bonus. And I expect to meet more of my friends like Kim here, and my friend Blizzard, and I regret to say Martin will not be there this year, but that's okay. And I'm not sure who else to meet, but I'm hoping to meet more of my friends again at Anime Expo. GamerFan will be there for 3 days for sure. Not sure about 4 days, but definitely 3 days.
Well, Anime Expo is definitely a great time to go ahead and try and see all these big names and also to make new friends. So we'll see you then at Anime Expo.